Hello, so I'm doing a bunch of intros for all of the various clips because I feel, basically I have a series of like short videos, not short, about anywhere between half an hour to 45 minutes. I think the longest one is about an hour. So I've already uploaded some of them, but now I want to kind of give some intros because just sitting there with all of a sudden this video showing up with me working on a panel doing the illustrating, well, doing the inking and the coloring and everything like that. There's nothing to it. It's just that's what's going on. So now I kind of wanted to give a little bit of an introduction to each of the clips. The one that I'm about to introduce right now, it just has me, I've just finished the line art for the one panel. So I'm working a panel at a time, and what's going to happen next is I'm going to start putting in colors. So what's going to happen, what I'll be doing in this video up ahead is I'll be grabbing colors. You'll be seeing the color palette for the colors, and there will be music in the background. It's going to be on a loop, but it's just because I'm working out things and I want to try and get some more variety in. This is why I want to do some introductions. I was thinking about maybe breaking it up a little bit with me talking in between, reflecting back on what I'm doing with each piece. What did I think I was doing? You know, that sort of thing. Yeah, I think the most important thing I can say about this is that my process is not really traditional. It's only traditional in that I'm using some traditional software packages. I'm using Photoshop, but like an ancient version of Photoshop, and then later on I do a bunch of my final layouts in InDesign. So that's that, but I'm not using Illustrator like I should. I'm not using Clip Art Studio, aka Manga Studio, like I should. There's a lot of shoulds there. This is my process, so it's really not what other people use for their construction of comics. So if you're looking at instruction on how-to things, I wouldn't really go with this, because especially this one has me painting everything bit by bit and then throwing down tones over top of that. In an ideal world, you'd have very simplistic colors where you're putting in large blocks. Trying to explain why I would do such a thing, why I wouldn't just simply put in large patches of one color and then maybe some highlights here and there. That's because the specific scene is an establishing shot, so I want to have a lot of colors. I want it to be fairly vibrant. In saying that, it means I'm painting it more like a traditional, like you do a traditional painting, rather than doing large swaths of color. I'm doing fairly small bits of color here and there. It can either be annoying to watch or a lot of fun to watch, kind of relaxing. So I try to put on relaxing music in the background. But that's me explaining the piece. Is how I'm doing it. Like I said, if you're trying to go with an instructional, I can give you more instructional things later. This is literally just a process. This is just what I'm doing right now, how I'm working through this specific panel right now. A picture of Naples ends up as part of the color palette because I really liked the colors that were within there and all the different colors of all the buildings, which is how I ended up going down this path that I was just talking to you about. So without further ado, I will present you with with my process piece. I think it's part 3 or 4 at this point. I can't remember. I'll edit that out. No, I won't. Alrighty. So, enjoy. Thank you. And if you don't like the music, just mute me and then put on your favorite music, like I always say in my Twitch channel. So, there you go. And I'm back. Hi. So I hope you enjoyed that little piece of process. They, like I said, they're broken up. So that was that part where you saw going from the lines, finishing up the lines and going into the color part, and just the beginning part and picking up the color palette, and then kind of getting an idea and a feel for what. I still at that point wasn't really sure. I had to keep on trying to figure out what colors I wanted. I didn't have a really strong idea. I mean, I knew I had the overall idea that I wanted to pull all those different colors from the picture of Naples. So I wanted to get all those different colors in there, as many as I could anyway. And that was where I'd started. But I didn't have a strong idea of what I wanted each area to look like. And usually I have a good idea. I think that's what was so frustrating about this panel. So that's what you see on that one. And we'll go on into the next pieces, and I'll talk to you about them then. In the meantime, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, just feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And we'll talk to you again really soon. Thank you. Bye.